Chosen one, listen carefully. Deep inside, you've always known. Being loved by you is never ordinary. It is dangerous, not because you harm, but because your very heart burns with a fire that purifies, exposes, and transforms everything it touches. When someone steps close, they don't just meet you. They step into a sacred battlefield. Your presence awakens hidden truths. For some, it becomes a blessing that heals and lifts them higher. For others, it becomes a fire that scorches their masks and burns away their deceit. That's why people are drawn to you with fascination, yet so many cannot remain. Loving you is not for the faint of heart. It demands purity, courage, and surrender. And today, I will reveal why your love is both a privilege and a danger, why it blesses the true but consumes the false. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear will shift how you see every connection in your life. And before we begin, do this as a prophetic act. Like this message, subscribe if you haven't yet, and comment 99 below. Why 99? Because it is the number of completion, the sign that God is finishing cycles in your life and protecting your heart from those who were never meant to stay. Chosen one. When someone dares to enter your heart, they are not stepping into a simple connection. They are walking into sacred ground, territory that heaven itself has marked, guarded, and consecrated. Your love is not a casual affection that anyone can play with. It is not a fleeting emotion that drifts with the wind. No, your love is fire. It is divine fire. And that fire is both an embrace and a warning. For the pure, it warms, it heals, it builds. For the impure, it reveals, it consumes, it dismantles everything false. Understand this. To touch your love is to enter a covenant space. People may think they are just entering a relationship with you, but what they don't realize is that they are also entering a spiritual contract. Heaven is watching. Angels are taking record. Every word spoken, every intention carried, every action made toward you is observed from above. And that is why your life is different. Nothing concerning you is just human. Nothing around you is random. Everything is weighed on divine scales, and every person who steps into your life is tested by fire. Those who come with clean hands discover something miraculous. They begin to notice favor opening around them. Doors they could never push open by their own strength suddenly swing wide. Peace floods their spirit. Opportunities chase them. Why? Because being aligned with you is not simply being aligned with a person. It is standing under divine covering. They reap blessings not just because of who they are, but because of who you are and what you carry. You have become a vessel of heaven, and anyone who honors that vessel finds themselves tasting the overflow of its oil. But those who come with hidden motives face a very different reality. They may think they can disguise their intentions with sweet words and empty promises, but the fire that surrounds you is not deceived. It sees beyond appearances. It exposes what is concealed. It reveals the unspoken. And soon, without you lifting a finger, their deception turns against them. Plans collapse. Opportunities vanish. Their own masks begin to suffocate them. They came to play a game with your heart, but in touching what is holy, they walked into a territory where lies cannot breathe. This is why some people entered your life with confidence, believing they could handle your love. But after a while, they grew restless, uncomfortable, even hostile. They could not explain why. But you know why, chosen one. Because your love is not ordinary. It is sacred territory. Their spirit collided with your fire, and what was hidden inside them was forced into the light. Some couldn't bear it. Some ran. Some tried to fight it. But none of them could remain unchanged. You see, to embrace your love is to embrace transformation. And transformation is never easy. It requires truth. It requires humility. It requires surrender. That's why so many can admire you from afar, but cannot stand to walk closely. They sense the cost. They feel the weight. They realize that being close to you means carrying more than affection. It means carrying responsibility. Responsibility before heaven. Responsibility before their own soul. And here lies the mystery. Chosen one. Your love is both an invitation and a test. It invites the right hearts into deeper blessing, and it tests the motives of everyone who dares to draw near. Some will rise to the challenge and find themselves lifted higher. Others will stumble, exposed by the very light they thought they could manipulate. So never mistake people's exits as a rejection of your worth. Often, it is proof of your sacredness. The ground of your heart is not for the careless. The fire of your love is not for the insincere. And the more you accept this truth, the less you will mourn those who could not remain, because in reality, they were never strong enough to walk on holy ground. And now, as we move forward, I must reveal something deeper. What happens when this fire of protection doesn't just test intentions, but actively defends you in ways most people cannot comprehend? Stay with me, because the next revelation will show you why no one can touch you without consequences. Chosen one, since your earliest days, you've carried a mystery around you that even you could not fully explain. Some people were instantly drawn to you, pulled in by a force they could not resist. They wanted to sit near you, to speak with you, to be close to you, without even understanding why. And at the same time, others who barely knew you seemed unsettled, uneasy, almost afraid, choosing to step back or even distance themselves without reason. You thought it was just human behavior. But it wasn't. It was something spiritual. There is a magnet inside you, not of the flesh, but of the spirit. Your soul radiates a frequency that only certain hearts can bear. To those who are genuine, who walk in truth, who carry sincerity, your presence feels like home. It feels like rest in a restless world. They can breathe when they are around you. They feel clarity, peace, and even healing just by being near. That is why people with pure hearts feel safe in your energy. They sense something beyond human words. They sense the hand of God resting on you. But for those who live in lies, who wear masks, who try to hide behind shadows, being near you is unbearable. It is like standing under a spotlight when all they want is darkness. They feel exposed without you saying a word. Their secrets rise to the surface, their hidden motives itch inside them, and their own soul becomes restless. Your love acts as a mirror. It reflects purity to the pure, but to the deceitful. It reflects back every hidden flaw they tried to bury. And when that happens, they cannot survive the intensity. That's why you've seen strange patterns in your relationships and friendships. Some people entered your life with admiration, full of excitement, almost addicted to the peace they felt around you. But soon, something shifted. They became irritated, defensive, or distant. They began to accuse you of things you never did, or withdraw without explanation. And you wondered, what changed? The truth is, nothing changed in you. What changed was that your presence began to reveal them to themselves. And not everyone can handle that. You see, chosen one, your spirit does not let people stay neutral. When someone steps close to you, they are forced into a choice, grow or go. Some rise to the challenge. They face their hidden wounds. They confront their shadows. They allow your light to inspire their own transformation. But others run. They cannot handle the fire of honesty. They cannot handle the way your love strips away illusions. They cannot handle the weight of standing next to someone who carries heaven's authority. This is why you are both deeply desired and deeply feared. People crave your presence because it awakens something inside them that feels alive. But at the same time, it terrifies them because it also awakens what they've been trying to bury. And not everyone is willing to face that. To love you is to face themselves. To stay close to you is to confront truth. And truth is beautiful, but truth is also uncomfortable. Think about it. How many times have people come into your life with boldness, swearing loyalty, only to disappear when the weight of your authenticity began to touch their soul? How many promised forever, but could not handle even a season? It wasn't because you were too much. It was because they were too little for the fire you carry. Your presence demands depth, and shallow hearts cannot survive depth for long. And here is the paradox. Chosen one. People who leave your life often think they are running from you, but they are really running from themselves. They are running from the mirror you held up without even trying. You revealed who they truly were, and they could not bear to see it. That is why you must never confuse departures with rejection. Often, departures are proof of your authenticity. They are confirmations that your light is doing exactly what it was meant to do, separating truth from deception. This is the reason you live a life that seems filled with sudden entrances and abrupt exits. People will always be magnetized to you, but only the ones who are prepared for refinement will remain. And this, chosen one, is not a curse. It is a divine filter, because heaven refuses to let you waste your fire on those who cannot handle it. But there is something even deeper. What happens in the spiritual realm when someone tries to resist your fire but still attempts to stay near? What invisible forces are activated when someone dares to linger in your presence with hidden intentions? That, chosen one, is where the story takes a turn few are ready to hear. And it's exactly what I'm about to reveal next. Chosen one, you've witnessed it with your own eyes. Someone betrayed you, lied about you, tried to play with your heart, and not long after, their own world began to unravel. Doors that once opened for them slammed shut, friendships collapsed, businesses crumbled, opportunities dissolved into thin air. To the outside world, it looked like bad luck, but you know deep inside, it wasn't coincidence, it wasn't karma, it was justice. There is a fire that surrounds you, invisible to most but undeniable in its effects. This fire is not born of human anger or desire for revenge. No, it is heaven's defense system. It is the shield of divine authority placed upon your life since before you even knew who you were. And that fire has one mission: to protect what belongs to God. That includes your heart, your destiny, your calling, and your spirit. When people think they are just hurting you, they don't realize they are touching something sacred. They think they are mocking just a person, betraying just a friend, or breaking just another heart. But in reality, they are interfering with an assignment guarded by heaven. And heaven does not stay silent. That's why consequences always follow. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but always with precision. Because the fire does not forget. That's why you've noticed patterns. Those who attempted to use you for selfish gain ended up using themselves into emptiness. Those who tried to block you found themselves blocked in unexpected ways. Those who mocked your journey discovered that laughter turned into ashes in their own mouth. The fire around you is not passive. It is active, alive, and unrelenting. It moves in ways you cannot see, dismantling traps, exposing schemes, reversing plots before they even reach you. Chosen one, understand this clearly. The fire is not about punishing people for disliking you. No. The fire activates only when someone tries to tamper with what God has sealed. It is not about preference, it is about protection. Your life is not ordinary. It carries weight in the spiritual realm. And because of that, any attack against you is treated as an attack against the divine will. That's why touching you carelessly is like touching fire. It always leaves a mark. And here's the hidden truth. Sometimes that fire acts so swiftly, the person who wronged you doesn't even understand why everything is collapsing. They blame the economy, they blame others, they even blame themselves. But deep down, their soul knows they touched what they should never have touched. They crossed a boundary set by heaven. They attempted to step onto holy ground with unclean hands, and the fire responded. This is why you don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to plot against those who betrayed you. You don't need to defend yourself in every battle. The fire fights for you. It is the reason why your enemies can only get so close before something pushes them back. It is the reason why traps set for you end up catching the one who dug them. It is the reason why curses spoken against you return to their sender multiplied. The fire ensures that nothing formed against you prospers. And let me tell you something deeper. This fire is not only for your protection, it is also for your preparation. Every time someone wronged you and faced consequences, heaven was reminding you, you are chosen. You are not ordinary. You are not alone. The fire confirms your identity. It proves that your life is defended by a higher court than any human opinion. And that is why, even when tears fall, even when betrayal stings, you always rise again. Because the fire refuses to let you remain defeated. But here's the part that most people never see. The fire doesn't only move against individuals. It moves against entire atmospheres. Walk into a room filled with tension, and the fire shifts the environment. Step into a place where schemes were whispered, and suddenly confusion strikes your enemies. Be surrounded by jealousy, and watch how that envy starts to consume itself until those who carried it can no longer stand near you. The fire is not limited. It is everywhere you go, carrying out heaven's will on your behalf. So the next time you remember someone's downfall after they tried to harm you, don't see it as coincidence. Recognize it as divine intervention. The fire did what you could never do with your own strength. It defended you without you lifting a finger. And yet, chosen one, what I must tell you next goes even deeper. Because this fire doesn't just defend, it demands something from those who dare to love you. It tests them, it weighs them, it forces them to decide if they're truly ready to stand beside someone who carries divine fire. And that is where the story takes an even sharper turn. Stay close, because the revelation of why loving you requires extraordinary strength is about to be unveiled. Chosen one, here is a truth that few dare to admit. Loving you is not easy. It is not for the faint of heart, nor for those who crave comfort above truth. To walk with you is to step into a reality where shadows are exposed, where battles are constant, and where every hidden motive is tested by the fire you carry. Your love is not light, fragile, or common. It is weighty, demanding, and transformational. And because of that, only the strong, only the sincere, only the truly committed can endure it. Those who enter your life with excitement often don't realize what they're truly stepping into. They think they're receiving affection, companionship, or a simple bond. But the moment they step closer, they discover something else entirely. Loving you means carrying part of your calling. It means being caught in the crossfire of battles they never imagined existed. It means facing resistance, attacks, and tests simply because they chose to stand by your side. Many are drawn to the glow of your light, but few are prepared to withstand the heat of your fire. And that is why, time and again, people who swore they could handle your heart ended up vanishing. They didn't leave because you were too much. They left because they were not enough. They were not ready for the cost of walking beside someone chosen, someone whose life is constantly marked by divine warfare and divine glory. To be loved by you is to enter into covenant with heaven's agenda, and not everyone is willing to carry that responsibility. Understand this, chosen one. Your love itself is a filter. It sifts through people's intentions without you needing to ask a single question. Those who are false are burned away by the very intensity of your presence. Those who are genuine are refined, strengthened, and elevated. Your love is not passive, it is active. It separates wheat from chaff, gold from dust, truth from illusion. That's why it seems that relationships around you never stay lukewarm. They either grow deeper or they disintegrate. There is no middle ground with you. Think about it. Have you not noticed how some people enter your life and everything about them is suddenly tested? They feel pressure, opposition, even strange attacks that they cannot explain. It is because being with you is like stepping into a spiritual arena. The same forces that have tried to crush you begin to test anyone connected to you. And here lies the hidden mystery. Those who endure, those who remain loyal, those who stand firm even under pressure, they rise with you. They inherit blessings, protection, and breakthroughs simply because they stayed. But those who are weak, dishonest, or half-hearted, they are exposed and removed. This is why your relationships never feel ordinary. This is why people who truly love you must carry courage, honesty, and sacrifice. They cannot cling to selfishness because your love will challenge it. They cannot wear masks because your light will expose them. They cannot be lukewarm because your fire will demand decision. To love you is to step out of neutrality and into transformation. And transformation is never painless. It stretches, it confronts, it purifies. And yet, here is the beauty of it. Those who choose to remain, those who accept the weight of loving you, discover rewards beyond measure. They find themselves covered, elevated, strengthened in ways they never imagined. They realize that being close to you is not just being close to a person, but to a living altar, a vessel where heaven's presence flows. And that realization changes everything. But never forget. Chosen one, your love is not meant for everyone. It was never designed to be easily carried. It was designed to refine, to separate, to reveal who truly belongs and who does not. So the next time someone disappears, do not see it as a loss. See it as the filter doing its work. Because if they could not handle your love, they could not handle your destiny. And heaven refuses to let anyone remain in your life who cannot withstand the weight of what you carry. And yet, there is one final mystery we must unfold: the paradox of your love. How can something so demanding, so fiery, so intense, also be the greatest blessing a person could ever receive? How can the same love that burns the false also crown the genuine with favor and abundance? The answer lies in the dual nature of your heart. And what I'm about to reveal next will open your eyes to the greatest secret of all. Your love is both a sword and a shield, both a blessing and a warning. And that is why not everyone survives it. Chosen one, here lies the paradox of your existence. Your love is both a shield and a sword. It is the same flame that can comfort and protect, yet also scorch and consume. For the right person, the one who comes with sincerity, humility, and clean hands, your love becomes a river of blessings. It opens doors that no man can shut. It breaks chains that have held them captive for years. It ushers them into divine alignment, where supernatural favor follows their every step. Simply by being close to you, their life begins to accelerate. Opportunities chase them. Clarity fills their mind. Peace settles into their heart like never before. Because to be loved by you is to stand under the covering of heaven itself. But for the wrong person, for the one who dares to come close with deceit, manipulation, or selfishness, your love becomes a weapon they cannot withstand. It is not that you fight them with words or actions. No. It is that your very presence, your very fire, activates spiritual laws that cannot be bypassed. Their hidden motives are dragged into the light. Their lies collapse under their own weight. Their schemes unravel faster than they can build them. And what they thought would be an advantage, gaining access to your heart, turns into their undoing. Because your love, chosen one, is not neutral. It magnifies whatever is inside a person. To the pure, it magnifies purity. To the deceitful, it magnifies corruption until they can no longer hide from themselves. This is why loving you is dangerous, not because you intend harm, but because your essence demands truth. Your love is divine fire, warming, guiding, and protecting those who honor it, but consuming everything false that tries to stand against it. Think about the time someone tried to use you, only to find themselves trapped by their own schemes. Think about the sudden losses, the unexpected downfalls, the unexplained endings that seem to follow those who touched you without respect. It was never random. It was never bad luck. It was the fire working, proving once again that you are set apart. And here's the warning. Chosen one, not everyone who desires you is prepared for you. Many want the glow of your light, but few are willing to withstand its heat. Many crave the blessing, but shrink from the responsibility. To be loved by you is to enter a holy place, and holy places are never without cost. That is why some look at you with admiration from a distance but dare not cross the line. They sense the danger even if they cannot explain it. They feel the fire around you, and their spirit trembles at the thought of being consumed by it. Yet here is the blessing, and it is greater than words can capture. For the one who loves you with truth, your love is a fortress. It is a sanctuary. It is a shield in the day of battle. It is a light that guides through confusion. It is a voice that whispers destiny when all else is silent. Your love does not just give affection, it imparts strength, wisdom, and resilience. The person who stands beside you faithfully will find that even their enemies cannot touch them, because the same fire that protects you will rise to protect them as well. This is why heaven chose to make your love rare, costly, and guarded. It was never meant for the many. It was meant for the few who could bear both its weight and its glory. Those who are chosen to walk with you will discover miracles they never imagined. And those who come with wrong intentions will discover consequences they never anticipated. Your love is both invitation and warning, both blessing and judgment. So never forget. Chosen one. Amarte es peligroso. Loving you is dangerous. But it is also the greatest privilege heaven allows. Because to be loved by you is to be loved by someone heaven defends. To be loved by you is to stand inside a fire that purifies, a light that guides, and a shield that protects. To be loved by you is to walk in favor that cannot be explained by human logic. And now, as we move toward the final revelation, I must tell you this. There is one last truth, the ultimate confirmation of why your love is both feared and desired, avoided and chaste. It is the secret that ties everything together, and when you hear it, you will never see yourself or those around you the same way again. Stay with me until the end, because the conclusion will open your eyes to the full magnitude of what it means to be loved by a chosen one. So hear me, chosen one. Your love is not ordinary affection. It is not something that can be bought, imitated, or diminished. Your love is holy fire, a flame heaven placed in you to guide, to protect, to expose, and to transform. That is why some crave you desperately yet cannot stay. That is why others, when they truly embrace you, rise into blessings they never thought possible. And that is why you must never again shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are not too much. You are the exact measure of power and purity heaven designed. You are the storm that tests false foundations, and the calm that shelters the righteous. You are the mirror that reveals truth, and the fire that burns away